Robert Thompson here for Canadian PGA TV with Sandy Jones. She's the Chief Executive of the PGA of Great Britain and Ireland. You've been here for a couple of days, Sandy, taking it all in. You've been a regular on Canadian PGA TV. What do you take away? You've already, 10 years ago you did your celebration, and now you're here doing the second oldest PGA in the world. What do you take away from this one?
Well, I think what I take away is, I think back to those guys 100 years ago. Some of those guys probably spoke with the same dialect as I have, so nobody really understood them, but they formed a PGA, and why did they form it? They formed it to try and make the game better. They formed it to try and make the living and the livelihood of their own members better and educate them and give them opportunity. And when I look back over that 100 years, I think they've done that pretty damn good, because nowadays the PGA professional has always been leading the game, driving the game, has a vision for the game and a passion for the game. And you just need to look around the room tonight, and if anybody thinks we haven't got a passion, it's all here tonight. So that's what I take away. I'm just so pleased that I've been able to come over and share this special moment with the PGA of Canada, the Canadian members, the professionals, which is a big territory, but they all come here tonight, as I say, believing in the game and loving the game and in loving their PGA, and that's fantastic for me.
Your celebration in 2001 was certainly a big deal. Could you tell our viewers a little bit about what you did for your 100?
Well, we tried to do some things that would leave a legacy for the next 100, believe it or not, and I think the best thing we did was we planted 100 oak trees. We planted them at the 100 clubs in the UK and Ireland that we had most relationships with in the first 100 years. And the hope is that some of those oak trees will survive, and in 100 years' time, that oak tree will have overlooked the next century and maybe be able to tell some good stories. But we're keeping a record. Every 10 years we're checking with the clubs and the venues to make sure the trees are surviving or not. We want to keep a diary. Now, that's a great thing to say. I just hope the next generation and the next three after that will keep it going. But we should have a record of our centenary based on in the next second 100 years. And also we did a book, which was great because that leaves a record of the first 100 years. And we tried to engage with the members. We gave them all a silver medal for being a member at the time of our centenary. And we just tried to leave, as I say, that legacy. But it's not all about looking back. I'm a great believer that looking forward sometimes more important. And I think centenaries are a chance to celebrate your past and celebrate what you're going to do in the future and be focused on that. Because if you're not focused going forward, you certainly ain't going to do very much. And golf is a game played better when you're going forward. When you go backwards, you're usually in trouble.
Well, usually you're trying to forget what you did and move on to the next shot, right?
Backward shot's never a good thing.
This obviously, there's a number of other Centennials coming up. Australia's got later this year. The Americans are not too far off. I mean, if there was one thing that they should take away from this, what should they be looking at that they could learn from the Canadian example or the British example?
I think just generating that pride in your membership, proving the pride in your membership, re-engaging. Sometimes the problem for the PGA is that as members get older, the young members, they play lots of tournaments, they meet all their friends, and then they get caught at their club and they kind of get out the way of the other membership.
Right.
And that re-engagement through an opportunity like this is fantastic. Back home at the moment, we're celebrating 50 years of education programme. And we've got all these fellas coming in who have got 50 years of membership to do their first ever graduation in the University Hall to say you're a graduate of the PGA 50 years on. And it's just re-engagement of the members and constantly keeping them with you, because the members are a powerful machine and we should never ever forget that. And the PGA wasn't born to be the PGA. The PGA was born because of its members. And as long as we've got members, the PGA will survive. When we forget our members, we've got a problem. And the members are the key, they're the lifeblood of the game, they're the lifeblood of our association, and that's really, really important to me.
Thank you very much for your time, Sandy.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, and I just congratulate the Canadian PGA on their centenary, and it's just wonderful to have a chance to share it with so many members today. I really appreciate it. Thank you.